Hi guys, this is Nicole. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I will be preparing a fig tart. So please stay with me to see the ingredients and the way to prepare it. In the bowl of the food processor, together with the flour, I'm going to add the salt, the powdered sugar, and the cold butter. Now I'm going to pulse this until the dough resembles a sand. This is the texture of the dough. Here I'm going to add the egg yolk, the vanilla extract, and just a little bit of cold water. The dough out of the food processor, and now I'm going to make sure that all the butter is well incorporated. If it's too sticky, if by mistake you added too much water, you can add a little bit of extra flour. Flatten the dough into a disc, cover it with some wrap, and place it in the fridge between 30 minutes to 1 hour. Here it is. So in the fridge it goes. After 1 hour in the fridge, I took the dough out, and with the help of some parchment paper, I'm gonna try to thin it out. I'm using a 26 centimeter tray, so I am going to thin it out as much as I can. The quantity is also enough for a 28 to 29 centimeter tray. Now with the help of the parchment paper, I'm going to place it in the tray. The tray is greased with some butter. Try to mold the dough on the tray. I'm going to remove the excess dough. Don't throw the excess dough. You can bake small tarts, or you can make some delicious cookies with it. Now I'm gonna pierce it gently with the fork. Now I'm going to place it in the fridge for 30 minutes, but if you are in a hurry, you can place it in the freezer for about 10 minutes. After 20 minutes, the tart is out of the fridge. It has hardened nicely. Now I'm going to cover it with some parchment paper. And on the top of the parchment paper, I'm going to place some beans. Of course, you need some baking weights. If you don't have weights, you can use some grains or beans. Anything will do. And now I'm going to bake this in the preheated oven at 200 degrees Celsius for about 12 to 13 minutes. Now for the cream of this fig tart, I'm going to use 100 grams of unsalted butter, which is room temperature. And first I am going to add to it a pinch of salt and 60 grams of icing sugar. And first I'm going to cream the butter with the sugar and the salt. The butter creams in about few seconds, not even 1 minute. I'm going to add a whole egg and 5 grams of orange extract or lemon extract, which one we have in hand. Now I'm going to stir in 100 grams of coconut flakes, and 50 grams of almond powder. Gonna mix this very well. Now the cream is ready. We just have to wait for the tart to be halfway baked. The tart is out of the oven. I let it cool a little bit because I don't want the cream to melt when I put it in. And now it's time to add the cream. The tray is still a little bit hot. I spread the cream evenly, and now I'm going to add some fresh figs. And of course it's time to return it to the oven at 180 degrees this time for about 10 minutes. For the glaze of the fresh fruit, I'm going to place on the top of the tart. I'm going to prepare a glaze. In 100 milliliters of cold water, I'm going to dissolve a teaspoon of gelatin. And in a saucepan, I'm going to add 50 grams of sugar and 100 milliliters of water. And this thing goes on the fire. And I'm gonna melt the sugar and bring it to a boil. The sugar has melted and the syrup is boiling nicely. So now I'm going to add here the gelatin which bloomed. And I'm going to continue boiling until I'm gonna notice that when dripping, it forms hard drips. After 10 minutes, you can notice that it has thickened and the glaze for the fruit is ready to be used. Now I'm going to turn off the fire and let it cool down a little bit. I don't want to put it very hot on the fruit, of course. The tart has cooled down and reached room temperature, and of course you can leave it as it is, but if you want to garnish it with some fresh figs, please feel free to do it. I am going to do that. I have here few fresh figs and I am going to top this nice tart. Now it's time to glaze the figs. I have finished glazing the figs, so that means that the tart is ready. Of course, you can replace the coconut flakes with normal almond flour and make a traditional frangipan cream, but I wanted to give it a try with something different. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I'll see you soon again. Bye!